We've already seen IDDQD so far. They've been looking very strong, even dashing Melty aside with the standing of Floopy there as well. So, Too Easy's busting my balls in chat. He wants to start the game.
When doesn't he?
So,
Maybe he'll have him start.
He always does. We're going to start up. It's going to be Numbani to start things off. Reunited will be on the defensive side. Now, disclaimer, I will call them Fnatic at one point during the night, or at least one point, because I'm used to it, because it's been 2 years of calling them Fnatic. So, that's fine. They are Reunited. I know that has changed. But yeah, interesting to see how they perform with the inclusions. I actually think their semi-final game went on for a bit. It wasn't nearly as quick, of course, as the one between Melty and IDDQD. However, that could be just purely incidental. We don't really know. They could have started at different times as well. But we'll have to find out in just a second. We're loading in to Numbani. Too Easy can rest easy now, knowing that the game is just around the corner.
Well, besides that, we do also have the entire map pool for this entire series. It's going to be Numbani, as you said before, kicking off with. Dorado is our second map. Kings Row is our third. Watchpoint Gibraltar as our fourth. And Hanamura as our fifth map. So, not going to see any new maps, unfortunately, in this one. But we'll see some classics and even potentially a point capture at the end.
Absolutely. Let's jump into game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what these teams have got in store for us. We'll go through the teams very quickly. For those at home who don't know who Reunited is, there's Valutaja. Let me say that again. Valutaja, Winghaven, Too Easy, Madokusai filling in, Unfixed, and I'm going to say this twice, Mort.
Sorry, Valutaja.
Got it. Yeah, Valutaja. Got it. Valutaja and Mort to be filling things out here as well. So, I mean, this is pretty standard. But Winghaven, he has been always the Reinhardt, or in this case, of course, the Winston player, playing the tanky role. Obviously, old mate is back. He was away from the scene for quite some time, but he's rejoined the Reunited roster in hopes of Overwatch glory.
That's where they got their name from, Reunited, again, as a team. Winghaven, he used to play back with them for Firefall. I think he even played back at the ET days with them. Like, this is a roster that's stuck around for such a long time. It's good to see them finally Reunited at last. But here we go, first map in our grand finals. Let's see how it goes for Fnatic on the attack.
Let's see what IDDQD
Sorry, Fnatic on the defense.
Yep, their defense.
Reunited on the defense. I'll get there eventually.
IDDQD is Taimu, Pluppy, Coco, Internet Hulk, Never Give Up, and Chips high in. And of course, Taimu's on your screen here as well. He's already gone in, clearing out some turrets as he can. And you can see that they haven't pushed through that underside room. A bit of a setup is actually happening here at this stage. You can actually see IDDQD working through on that top side. They're going to have Never Give Up go first and give a bit of a speed boost. There are a couple turrets around the way that can sort of get in their way. Here's the push on towards the side, though. And so far, so good here for IDDQD. They've lost Coco. Now they've lost Internet Hulk. Getting a little bit tougher. It's Too Easy, actually, on that Lucio.
Well, you can already see it. Looks like Chips High able to pick up a 1v1 against Mort. So Zenyatta v Zenyatta. Chips able to win on that one. But it's looking fairly in favor side of IDDQD. However, the teleporter has now finally come down. Unfixed able to place that one to get his team back to help defend ASAP. But they may be able to successfully defend. Remember, there's a lot of... Well, we already went into the history between these two teams before, back in the Ghost of Gamers Weekly 3, but, Reunited, they just haven't been as dominated as a team as they were back in Battlefield 4. They were the number1 team for 5 seasons straight. They haven't been able to be at the top or at the pinnacle of Overwatch just yet, being behind Melty and Flat Earth and IDDQD. But this is their chance. This is their final opportunity to really kind of step up and show the world what they got.
So you can see there, Pluppy is on that Genji. He's forced back, but Taimu's going to come forward. He's taken down Valutaja, who's obviously very deadly player on that McCree. But Coco doesn't seem to care. He's going to come forward. He will get taken down, though, as now Winghaven takes to the air. Pluppy comes back in. I think Never Give Up there. Both of them just got completely shut down. It was Coco, actually. And there's Chips high and falling. So far, not so good here. And we talked about this, Fnatic, how good are they going to be on Numbani? It used to be their pocket pick. Looks like so far, so good.
Yeah, it's definitely the map that they have chosen so far for this one. You also have to kind of credit, Reunited, how they've been kind of playing this one off the get-go. They're kind of sticking around Winghaven. Whenever the fight breaks down, they group up together, sit inside that bubble, and try to fight as much as they possibly can. Well, let's see. On the attack yet again here for IDDQD. They do have Pluppy, Taimu, Chips high in with ultimates up.
Never thought I'd see the day where Too Easy's actually playing support, but he is. He's on that Lucio. Yeah, he's literally playing Lucio. Chips high and comes forward there. Does use the transcendence, but Winghaven for some reason gets in the back. Maybe he wasn't expecting them to go back, I guess, but I do see the Deadeye being channeled here at the moment. I think it wasn't by Valutaja. It was Madokusai that got a quick triple there as well as he does make his way through. He got taken down.
Yep.
You can see that it was probably just about... I don't even know where it was, actually. TP's up, though. That's an important factor.
It's a little bit of maturity out of Too Easy, actually, because this is the guy who was always really cocky, and he's respected Mendosaka as actually being a really strong, DPS player, a damage dealer. So he's actually giving up that role, playing over support. Remember, Bromos was actually filling that role before, so they needed someone to take over that role instead of having Mendo on a support when he can excel so damn good on someone like Reaper, or just as a damage dealer in general. They're letting him actually pick that one up here. So, off to a strong start here. Reunited have definitely put a foothold on this first site.
Oh, Mort could be in trouble here. Puppy coming forward, tries to get the kick in, but no good. My Japanese isn't great, by the way, but I think Mendokusai, I mean, maybe not difficult, but maybe boring. I'm not sure. One of those ones anyway. I digress, though, as it's been another pretty strong hold here. And on your screen is Mendokusai himself going forward. He's forced Pluppy away. Fnatic holding quite nicely here. Pluppy got in, got the assassination, but was quickly forced away from the fact. And again, here comes Mendokusai forward, just harassing at all times. Kind of like a Soldier 76, but he's doing it from the front lines here. But Pluppy picks up unfixed. He's managing to take out those key targets here as well. Taimu channels that one, doesn't actually get a decent Deadeye at all here. And he's able to get onto the side at the very least here. Too easy having been felled already. Coco and Taimu getting kills. Mort not really healing anyone up at the moment, but Valley Taj is there. He's caught between about 4 people. Oh. I think the Earth Shadow's a little bit unnecessary, but there should be a point capture here fairly easily for IDDQD. But they definitely had to fight for it. But once they got on, they got on.
Yeah, their show's a little bit of overkill, but you know, there's no better way in saying that we got this point than just slamming it down the face of the enemies. But yeah, so they lost the first point, but they have officially stalled for about 30 minutes and 56 seconds. So they've been able to hold them back for such a long time. And just to reiterate for you guys at home, there is a special limit on this tournament. We are only allowing 1 hero per each on each team. So you cannot actually run, you know, double Lucio, double whatever you can think of, because we want to try out these rules that Blizzard have given us, these little extra features we can, and eventually in the future we'll be testing out a couple more here. But Reunited, they know how to defend and hold on very well.
Here's Mendo. He might want to try and get back behind at this stage. He's actually managed to find Pluppy there as well. And if he gets time, this could be perfect and a decent setup for maybe, a Death Blossom at this stage. But he backs up. He's not going to go in for it quite yet. There is Valley Taj has also been chiming in his own little way, forcing back IDDQD. And this is a Fnatic looking quite strong. Numbani in the past traditionally has been their home ground, and they're showing no signs of being weak on this map today.
I mean, yeah, this is a team who's even been able to beat like Melty on the likes of this map, so they're definitely not going to give this one up too easy. But you see them just back away immediately. Coco overextends just a tad bit too far. That's going to be Pluppy finally coming in on that Genji, but hasn't been able to connect on anyone. Too easy picks up 2 big kills, and just like that, Reunited have been able to hold, and they're going to charge straight into. They don't want them to escape with anything. Set off their respawn timers just a little bit, make them a little bit uneven, holding back IDDQD a little bit more.
I want to point something out here. It was very, very important. Fnatic gave up a lot of ground just then. They moved all the way down towards that underpass to back off from the charge coming in and also Internet Hulk getting down. They put distance in between them and IDDQD, then picked them off. Used players like Valley Taj, like Too Easy inside the building to take them out. And this resulted in Fnatic sustaining a minimal loss of life, and they were able to push them right back. So we'll see it, maybe even see them do that again. Look at Winghaven, not going too far, but there's a sound barrier, so maybe it's time to go in. I think IDDQD are going to be happy enough with that one. They go forward as well. Mendokuside's caught up in a side room, and I think that's Taimu trying to channel a Deadeye here. I don't think he's going to catch too much. Mendo, nice use of the Wraith Form there as well. Able to get out of that one, but he gets stunned as soon as he comes out. Didn't get the health as well, and Mendo, well, had a good little run, but he gets taken down. But Valley Taj comes straight in as well. Throws his own stun grenade down and gets the job done.
I'm not sure if that was intentional, but let's just say it was out of Mendo, just to be able to hit that Wraith Walk in time to dodge away from that Deadeye. Eventually does die, yes, but Valley Taj just clean it up, and Reunited looking phenomenal. We're now 6 minutes and 22 seconds into this first half, and they've been able to just put on a dominating performance so far on Numbani.
Yeah, it's been good from them. They've held this streak quite nicely, and again, they're not afraid to back off. If they don't have a sound barrier available, if they don't have a Transcendence perhaps, they will give up ground and try and just do it the old-fashioned way. Fight without those big healing ultimates here. You can see Taimu off towards the side. Pluppy as well. We'll use a shield for now and try and get in. So Mendo in a very important position right now. He's held this once before. He's got the Discord. He's got the Harmony. It's not quite going to counteract the effects of Discord, as of course it amplifies damage, and the burst is, it's going to be a bit too much if it does happen there. So Never Give Up does get a cheeky little shot through. And again, you can see Reunited just jockeying back slightly here as Pluppy wants to go forward. He has both orbs on him as well, as both their teams are trying to protect those front runners. He backs away, gets a bit of damage done, but here comes the Dragon Blade. He wants to shut down Valley Taj. He managed to get in behind. He wasn't able to use that ult though, and the checkpoint has been reached.
And to have about 7 minutes 11 seconds in, they've been able to finally pull that one off here. But you know, the way Mendo's playing, sitting towards the backside, he's trying to hide behind the enemy team. He relies so heavily on the communication from his own team to let them know, hey, they're coming in, or hey, you can start to peek around the corner, because the power of Reaper comes in of that flank and that Death Blossom. They absolutely slaughtered the enemy team. And look, he's doing it just now. He's getting right behind them here. Their Shadow's going to be able to not catch, unfortunately, and he has ultimate up, yes, but it's going to be blocked up by the shield for the most part, and he will fall.
He couldn't get in behind, that's the problem. His Wraithform sort of timed out, and now Pluppy wanted to come forward. He got taken out though as well. Winghaven holding well, and Coco got stunned up as he hit straight in towards that corner. Went straight for a stun grenade, and Unfixed now. You notice he's actually switched over towards Soldier 76. He's going to try and get a little bit of extra damage down and harass. Keep those shields of Reinhardt low as well. As Winghaven getting the job done, moving forward. The Discord coming in from Chips high in here, but Reunited holding well. This payload's going to slide back almost towards the start of that checkpoint here. And you see Pluppy as well, trying to put some damage in across the edges, but a Reinhardt shield is going to make that very, very difficult. Discord orb is going to make it any more pleasant for him to fight.
And you always see the maps have that one point, that one checkpoint that kind of turns the favors to the enemy team, to the defending team. Because the first point of us in this map, defense has to run a lot further back. Let's see those Symmetras coming through. Sunbreak coming through, but not sure exactly for what here. I mean, the push, it's trying to come in, but actually just backing away, and that's going to be, unfortunately, Mendo in a really bad position. He's actually switched over to Genji now. But it looks like Fnatic, they're not going to be able to successfully hold this initial push. They'll still have the respawn back in, so it's not that big of a deal, but a lot of ultimates being committed here out of Reunited.
Yeah, important transcendence though. You can see that, I mean, that Genji can swing as much as he likes, but Pluppy was struggling to actually get kills. Good timing there by Mort. He did go down, but he managed to keep some of his teammates alive. But now, you can see with Winghaven's shield so low, he can't actually stand on this point now until he gets healed up, and he's going to have to go back in. It's very, very close. This could be the last fight.
It could eventually be it. I mean, you can see them just kind of pushing the payload. Unfixed has to stick around just to protect, as well as Too Easy just to hold on to. And Valatachi getting a little bit too deep, a little bit too far up. As you can just see Pluppy just committing so much time trying to just hold them off as much as he possibly can. And Dana comes in, does connect on to quite a few people here. But the fight's not over just yet. Value's just still trying to sit on top of that payload, trying to keep this one held back as long as they could. 30 seconds left to go on the clock. And it's going to come down to this final push out of IDDQD.
Yeah, Fnatic played that quite well. I think both teams were actually lacking 2 players there. And you could see it was a bit scary. Winghaven's shield was broken down about here. He backed off in towards the side room, waited for the heal coming down the biotic field given by Unfixed, and then they went back in for the fight. Now, Ultimate's available, Dragon Blade is available for Mendo, and that's it. He's the only guy with one on the map, so that could be quite pivotal here. As you can see, Mendo Kusai is sitting up above. Let's go with him now and see if he can actually get in and mess up this last fight. He needs to get rid of Taimu first and foremost, and he does. That's important. He's going to come forward with the Dragon Blade. He's looking for Chips high in as well. He'll have his cake, and he'll eat it too. He'll cut it up first, though, of course, as Coco is going to be the next one to fall foul of that one, and even a Primal Rage Winston at Hulk is lacking a team, and there's not much he can do except swing like swatting flies.
No, that's pretty much to be exactly what all he can do. Is Pluppy's still alive, and as well as Hulk able to come back in here with the Winston, but it's just going to fall one by one, and that's going to be it. Reunited are successfully going to hold back on the first push and almost solidify a first map victory.
Quite impressive stuff from them, actually. When you've seen how IDDQD have been playing so far tonight and how aggressively they've been pushing forward, this is an impressive turnaround here. And it's all about Valatachi as well, of course. Probably another dead eye from this man. Was pretty tough to deal with generally on the ground. A lot of right-click action. We're seeing that a lot more now. A lot more right-click, especially in those close-quarters scenarios. Even just to break down Reinhardt shields or something similar. See Valatachi, nice little couple shots there as well. Taimu didn't even know what hit him. Solid stuff from the man as well. I mean, and look, Mort with a good transcendence use there quite a few times during that game. Mendo, when he could get in, it was quite good. I mean, it's probably works well for Mendo to... You talked about communication, but... to be able to be that loose end, the lurker, trying to roam and get into the backline and use your ult, all you really need to do is tell your team when you're going to go in. So, I mean, he doesn't have to have that deep level of synergy that maybe some of the other Reunited players have with each other. Just go in and get the job done.
What's also mostly interesting to me is the fact that Unfixed is playing DPS now. Because he played support every single time. This man is actually really damn good. The thing is, he's really damn good at his aim. And can actually perform really well as a damage-dealing role. But the fact is, you've got, you know, some people on the team who might have egos. Too Easy.
He's playing Lucio, bro.
Exactly. So you've had him playing DPS role for the majority, switching over to tank when they needed it. But Unfixed was always playing the Lucio. And he's finally able to play a little bit of a damage dealer now, which is nice to see. And maybe that's the change that they've needed. Maybe that's the change that Reunited has needed to get on top finally in Overwatch. Just switch a couple of roles around and see where it goes.
So... yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Unfixed is playing the flex role. I mean, I remember seeing that there was an announcement, I think, for Reunited's first tournament of the beta, or maybe sometime around that, because they'd made some changes, of course, with Stefan leaving. They'd changed things up somewhat. It seemed too easy on Lucio. I mean, to be fair, he had a couple of very, very strong moments, so he's confident coming forward on that hero. But yeah, Unfixed flexing it a bit more. Usually, you know, he'll play the sort of the Zenyatta. He'll play the more healing roles. We often saw him do, actually, before the break.
All right, guys. Well, you can see the times on your screen now. I need to capture that second point faster than 7-11. if they do want to secure the victory, or just finish the game. Doesn't matter.
So capture the second point.
Yep, in 7-11, or just finish the game. That's all I really need to do to pick up this first map. And keep in mind, we have Dorado coming up second, which was chosen by IDDQD. Kings Row third, which was chosen by Reunited. And then fourth and fifth, if we do need it, will be Gibraltar and Hanamura.
So, sounds simple enough to win this one, but I have to see if that's actually going to be the case here for Fnatic, who definitely need to put on a good show on the attacking side. Too easy, might even be thinking about the Tracer here, actually. We'll have to see. No, okay, he trolled me. I was getting excited for a moment. So Mendo's going to be playing that Genji. Looks like Valley Tiger on the McCree here, and Winghaven again. You know, we're seeing these no Reinhardt teams every now and then. I mean, we can see Winghaven going for the Winston. This team not bothering about Reinhardt. And you can tell that favours speed, favours a bit more pushing power or a bit more brawling power in those quick moments here as well. Not having Earth Shatter could be problematic, but let's see how it works.
But it also gives you a little bit more of a damage person out of Unfix. With the shielding to go in deep is very very impactful. Going to see those little turrets being set up by Symmetra here. It'll actually be too easy pushed actually very, very deep, and unfortunately Moore's just not able to help them out, not able to actually get up right in their faces and really provide anything. But Winghaven pushing straight in. Coco is pretty much by himself. It's a nice charge, but the shield is there. Does a lot of damage. Unfixed and get a lot of extra DPS behind him. And it's looking, so far, pretty decent for United. They haven't been able to break through the shell just yet, but they're definitely making some cracks.
This is very, very good. I mean, the kills are coming in here for Reunited. Good swerve by Valley Tiger, working his way forward. I think it was, oh dear, Pluppy getting in the backside. That was quite good from him, and he's actually going to be able to deal with Mort as well, if I'm not mistaken. Mendo has to back away as well. There's three coming straight towards him, and all of a sudden, it looks like a bit of a turnaround now. As we see Teleporter is now available, of course, for Internet Hulk. Normally happens fairly quickly into the round. And a strong defense, although Fnatic got in and got some kills. They were just a little bit slow pushing that point. And we saw as well a lot of presence up on the top balcony here. And you can see, again, IDDQD returning here. The value of this is probably the strongest point to hold on this first capture zone. And they just stack up here. We actually saw, I think, too easy push in and couldn't find anything until he went up the stairs.
I also have Pluppy up towards the left-hand side of your screen watching the other high ground. So it gives him a lot of information, a lot of knowledge. There we go. The Sunbear are going to be coming through, but not really much fighting off the back of that. So that's pretty much going to be for nothing. We do have ultimate up for this man here for Valataja, but he doesn't have the opportunity to pull it off just yet, and they've been able to pick up 3 kills. Have they killed a teleport? That's my real question. It looks like they have been able to, as now he's able to push it back up here towards his top side, trying to help out Unfixed, and looking for that Symmetry. He's not able to get the shots, but there we go. Able to solidify that kill, and the payload is almost captured. They're just trying to reinforce as quick as they possibly can. The Hanyu coming in from the backside, the Deadeye connecting onto nothing as it gets blocked out on. And it looks like they're going to be able to successfully pull this one off.
No, Valley's going to go over the edge. That's the problem. Teleporter's up, right? So if there's any sort of prolonged engagement, it's going to be very, very difficult for Fnatic to... there it is. For Reunited to actually get on the point and capture it. But again, Internet Hulk, let's see. No, is another teleport up for the man? It's hard to say. No, so you have to recharge that, of course. You can't charge up your ultimate
Can't
when your
charge.
teleporter's up there. I'm struggling with those words.
Can't charge.
So it's not even a long cast by our standards, but I tell you what. It's,
yeah, I mean, it doesn't really take that long to get her ultimate back online, but you can have a second one ready immediately. But look at this, Mendo. Got ultimate up. He's trying to harass from the side, allowing Unfixed to get a little bit more aggressive, push up a little bit more. Ultimate Gravitas Switch to be able to pull them together directly on top of this, and their shot does connect, but only onto one, it looks like. That's going to be Mendo is in towards the back, still getting taken out by Never Give Up, and Reunited, they're struggling to take this point. Yeah,
it's getting tough for them now. Of course, it was a pretty good Transcendence coming on towards the point there, and Valley Tiger wasn't able to get actually out of this building area up onto the point before he died. So that's kind of unfortunate for him. And again, too easy. We'll keep an eye on him now. He's still playing that Lucio. We'll see him playing a fairly forward role, but Pluppy just going to shut him down straight away.
Well, we are now 3 minutes and 12 seconds in. As you see by the time, this is still relatively quicker than IDDQD. However, they haven't been able to capture the point, and yeah, that's Pluppy doing exactly what Pluppy does, taking a Mendo on that Widowmaker. And having a Winston, you know, with no Reinhardt, what it gives you is the ability to dive in deep towards the back line, to take down a Zenyatta, to take down a Symmetra, potentially, even though not necessarily easy, a McCree. But the problem is, when he jumps in, he gets completely focused down the enemy team because he doesn't have the backup there. He doesn't have any support to help alleviate some pressure. And Unfix's shield, it doesn't really have anyone to use on except for Winghaven where they jump straight in. But now the Deadeye's going to be coming through yet again. I think that one's out of Valataja. Not really able to catch on to anyone. And you could just see with the kill feed alone, that is a complete and utter stomp. An entire wipe coming through without losing a single man. And now we're hitting that 4-minute mark here. They've already have a better time than Reunited on the attacking side. And now Reunited need to look for the long run. Can they just finish the game? That's what they should be looking forward to. Yeah, I mean, they've only got 45 odd seconds to get this first point. So as good as they looked on defense, if their attacks kind of
crap, then they're going to lose the map on account of that. So they literally have 35 seconds. They're going to finish this one off now. They have to at least finish the game. Winghaven's going to come forward. You can see the switch to Reinhardt. That's very important. He sat back on the point. Mort coming in with a Transcendence, but the fight hasn't really started yet. Now it's sort of started. It's going to be a second Transcendence. Chips is going to bring that one down. Winghaven knocking on back. Never give up. Put up against the wall. And he does manage to at least get Internet Hulk down, but Taimu, he's in the mix. He's getting involved, getting some kills for himself now as he sits himself on the point. He's looking for Mort, hoping to connect as well. Mort has an Orb of Discord on him, and he goes down, and that is a nice finish there as well. Stun Grenade came in, but Poopy didn't need the help to get rid of Mendoku side, and that should be the first map here. Fnatic don't have time to get to this point, and IDDQD are looking as strong as ever.
That was a solid hold, all in all, but IDDQD, and it could have been a little bit haywire, but I think it all came down to that Symmetric coming in, to getting that ultimate down, getting the teleporter down, because they got almost wiped on the first initial push, but they're able to get reinforcements back really quickly to stop and to prevent Reunited from actually getting the cap over. And I've actually seen a Lucio play of the game, which is very awkward. Doesn't happen too often, but too easy getting pieced out there. And he even picks up, wow, I think assists on about 4 people there. So that is exactly it. IDDQD pick up the first map. Their name is damn difficult, but they get it. They get it in style.
Strong word by Never Give Up there as well, of course. Too easy doing the same thing, of course, on his own Lucio. Yep.